Well, 2 days ago we were rained out, but it is now absolutely beautiful in Chattanooga, 70 degrees, and we continue along in our Visit Chattanooga Southern Conference Softball Championship. We've got the tournament debut of the number 2 seed Samford facing a Western Carolina team who played quite well yesterday, advancing into the double elimination portion of the bracket and doing so in the winner's bracket. There you see the updated bracket. UNCG with the win earlier. It's been all chalk through 5 games, and now Western and Samford. A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Jim Frost Stadium in Chattanooga. Dave Friedman, the Hall of Famer, Michelle LaCourse. Samford not only had to wait to play today, then they had to watch the number 1 seed Greensboro absolutely dominate Wofford.
Yeah, they did. They got to watch a hitting clinic that UNCG put on earlier. Samford comes in as the number 2 seed. They put together a great body of work in conference, but they also had a fantastic out-of-conference schedule playing teams like Oregon, Florida State, Georgia. They took a game from Alabama last month, so they know what it takes to play tough competition and play in these limelight situations.
But Western Carolina looked up to the task yesterday.
They did. They've played really good ball, and it's anybody's game. It's tournament time. It's super exciting. Let's see what happens.
Samford and Western Carolina coming up from Chattanooga. Stick with us. Lineups and first pitch next. Our Scenic City starting lineups presented by Visit Chattanooga. And we look at Western Carolina and Michelle. Lily Bell at the top of the order. She's what fuels this offense.
Yeah, she had a good day yesterday, having a couple hits, lots of good hits up the middle. So just doing what she can with the ball, not trying to do too much. And yesterday with as tight of games as we saw later in the day, you know, just anything helps. There are no small things.
Western Carolina beat ETSU 2-1 yesterday. 2 runs in the last of the second inning, a sac fly, and then a double steal. And Amanda Fulton went the distance. 7 innings, 10 hits, and 1 earned run. It was her conference high 16th complete game of the year. And the Catamounts will face McKinley Turner in the circle. Turner, a 2-way JUCO All-American at Southern Union State in Alabama last year and missed quite a bit of time this year, but when she has been healthy, she has been quite good. She's got a curveball, a screw, a backdoor, a rise, and a lethal changeup. She throws in the mid-60s, and she's the type of pitcher, her coach was telling me, Megan Curry was telling me earlier in the year, that has that mentality that when I'm in the circle, I'm the leader, jump on my back.
Absolutely, and how else is there a way to pitch, right? Like there's only a circle around one position in this game. All eyes are on you. You're going to take a lot of the blame, but you're also going to take a lot of the credit, and Turner taking that to heart and making sure that she knows that she has her team's back.
Turner had an absolutely ridiculous season last year at the junior college level. She hit .367 with 47 RBIs and 48 runs scored. In the circle, she was 16-1 with 163 strikeouts in 134 2/3 innings. So she dominated on offense and she dominated on defense.
You know, I love a two-way player. I think that if you're able to pitch it and hit it, if you're hitting, you kind of have the inside look on what to expect, the mindset of a pitcher. It's a great asset to have.
Lily Bell having a quote-unquote off season after that remarkable record-setting year a season ago in the leadoff spot for Western Carolina. Was only second in the league in hitting this year.
And with 26 stolen bases, she will create chaos on the base paths as well. Like we saw in those games in the evening last night, every little thing counted, every stolen base, every walk, every error had a consequence.
Turner faced Western Carolina twice this year. On the 11th of April, 4 innings, 2 hits and no runs. The day later, 7 innings, 1 hit and no runs, and she gets a tapper back to the circle for the first out of the game. She most recently pitched Saturday against UNC Greensboro. 6 hits and 3 earned runs over 7 innings. 5'6" sophomore from Thursby, Alabama, about 45 miles from Birmingham. Taylor Waitley stands in. She was 1 for 2 in yesterday's game. The pitching for Samford all year has been outstanding. They allow only 7.6 hits per 7 innings, second in the conference. Hubbard puts it away for the second out. And the defense for Samford has been excellent as well. Second in the conference and 63rd in the country with a .970 fielding percentage.
Well, I think you look at their schedule and, you know, technically with that losing record coming into the tournament, you know, you might not think much of it, but they put themselves through the absolute ringer this preseason. Looking back at their schedule, could not believe the names across the jerseys that they were playing. You know, Oregon, Florida State, Georgia, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. There's a couple different schools of thought. You can either face those teams and prepare yourself with the toughest competition, knowing that you might get roughed up a time or two, or you can kind of shy away from that kind of competition and not play.
Poked down the right field line, but foul. Megan Curry said that they're trying to raise the bar. Last year was good, but she didn't love how it ended, and you have to go through hard things in order to accomplish your goals, and the difficult schedule made it feel like a regional week in and week out. A 1-2-3 inning for McKinley Turner in the top of the first.
Remember how summer felt? Pure, unfiltered joy. Days filled with sun-soaked adventures. And the kind of fun you never wanted to end. That feeling, it's waiting for you in Chattanooga. From breathtaking mountain views to secret waterfalls and hidden wonders, adventure here feels like a childhood discovery. Savor the flavors of summer and make new friends. Give yourself permission to be carefree again. This is Chat Summer.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for, train for, run wind sprints when nobody's watching for, the moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time, the moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Our Scenic City starting lineups presented by Visit Chattanooga, the number 2 seed Samford Bulldogs, who get hit by a lot of pitches and who scrap out runs, and as you noted, played that really, really difficult schedule.
They did, and you know, you said it, you've got to get through that tough patch, is in technical speak, embrace the suck and go after it, because you end up being prepared for postseason play, and you're definitely prepared for a SoCon schedule, putting yourself through the ringer like that.
Brainy Bunsick in the circle for Western Carolina. True freshman, curveball, screwball, drop and rise, 62 to 63, and will throw hard as the year moves along and as the seasons move along. Her head coach believes that she's just going to get better and better. Jim Clift said she's got the stuff. She's going to continue to improve as she matures physically. The curve and the screw are excellent pitches now. And Jim Clift said, you know, she could start at shortstop for us, but as a true freshman, it's hard to concentrate on a whole bunch of different things.
It is moving, especially as a pitcher, I think moving from the pitcher circle to hitting to going out to shortstop, like you better have a short memory, and as a freshman, that is a tough task to take on.
7-5, a 5.47 ERA, but the coaching staff would tell you those numbers are deceiving. She struggled out of the gate. She lacked control and just got better and better, and her numbers in league play were good. And Jim Clift said that team's single biggest development was when she got good and she started spotting her pitches, the rest of the team came along with her.
I think that that's important to realize coming out of high school. You might have been able to just throw in high school, but in college against these mature, you know, cerebral hitters, you'd better be pitching. You better not just be throwing. You've got to understand where the hitter is in the box, the adjustments that they're making, and play that chess match and enjoy that chess match. If you don't enjoy it, you're going to have a rough time.
She's from Morristown, Tennessee, about 150 miles northeast of Chattanooga. Faced Samford twice during the regular season on the 11th of April, 3 2/3 innings, 1 unearned run on 4 hits, and then the next day, again 4 hits, again 3 2/3 innings, and no earned runs. Softly to right center field, it will fall for a base hit. Phillips leads off the last of the first with a single. Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, I think that was a good at bat overall. It was a good battle between both of them, but Phillips ending up successful, kind of hitting it in the Bermuda Triangle out there, not able to come up with it.
Dwayne Shoemate umpiring behind home plate in this game. Wayne Griffin at first and Don Maddox out on the bases. Olivia Shaw stands in. Conference Player of the Year takes up high. She led the conference in doubles, 6th in the league in RBIs, 4th in slugging percentage, and 4th in total bases. The preseason Player of the Year as well.
You know, sometimes you don't see that where, you know, sometimes the pressure of being preseason Player of the Year, you feel all those expectations and you can end up having kind of a rough season after that, but she is as advertised, had a great season.
381, 11 homers and 53 knocked in. Samford went 14-7 in the league season. Western Carolina entered the tournament having lost 4 straight and 5 of 6, but Amanda Fulton put a stop to that negative trend yesterday. This is going to get down. Marks, fields, and fires in, but it's first and second with nobody out.
Good piece of base running by Phillips. Saw that ball down, and you know, Marks makes a diving effort for that. You might see her hold up a little bit more, but station to station for Samford to start off.
Katie Campbell is the hitter. First team all-conference selection, lots of pop. Among the league leaders in a whole bunch of categories, including total bases. Led the conference in home runs during the regular season with 18. Megan Curry told me that Katie Campbell has a ton of pop and she's getting a little bit more disciplined at the plate. She used to swing at the first pitch a ton, and Curry said that Campbell and her met halfway between analytics and free swinging.
Well, and that's what you got to do to hit for power and for average, right? You got to have that looseness, but have the discipline to be able to discern what is a good pitch for you to hit. And like we talked in game 1 today, there's so much put into being aggressive or being patient first pitch, but it really should be more fluid than that. You should be able to have a game plan and figure out what you're going to do against each pitcher.
This is a base hit to left, and they'll hold Phillips at third. 3 straight singles to begin the game for Samford.
This ball diving down, but able to go get it and turn on it, that off-speed pitch. And Bunsick ahead in the count, and when you get 2 strikes on someone and give up a hit like that, it can hurt because you work so hard to get those first 2 strikes.
The first hit was a little bit of a fluke, just kind of placed perfectly. Second one hit a little bit better to center field, and this was the best swing. And we've got Phillips at third and Shaw at second and Campbell at first, and Ellen Nelson coming to the plate, an all-freshman team member from a year ago. Nelson, 306, 3 homers, and 27 RBI. Tends to put the ball in play. Hit in the 8-hole last year. Third base coming home for the force.
And that pitch, bit of a jam job to McPherson, doing a good job to handle that. Probably had some pretty funky spin on it. Bunsick able to get an out.
Addison Smith is the hitter. Double play would get Western Carolina out of the inning. A fly ball would give Samford the lead.
Scoring early has proven so crucial in this tournament. There have been games where those first couple runs come in the second or third inning and then they don't score again. So getting those opportunities and capitalize on them has been a huge part of those winning team success.
Megan Curry called Addison Smith one of my favorites. Good long at bats. You can ask for something specific. She's bought in, will play whatever role you ask of her. Smith, a .328 hitter, 1 home run, and 9 RBIs. Infield pinched in, particularly on the right side. What pitch are you looking for?
I mean, 2-2, I think that she's jammed her up quite a lot. I like how she's gone on the inside corner to these righties.
That's going to get through and score a run.
And we saw some contact.
Yes, we did, between second and third.
This ball again, you asked what we were looking for. That screwball on the inside part of the plate, but some contact. Shortstop Lyda goes for that ball. I don't otherwise think that ball was within reach.
Neither do I.
Of Lyda. They're going to
I can't believe it. I'm absolutely shocked.
The only thing that I can think is maybe, I don't know, that wouldn't help the Western Carolina bunch at all. I was going to say that maybe they were going into, on purpose, try to make that contact on one side or the other.
And the only thing you can really see is the runner and the shortstop. It just doesn't look like there's anything there.
Yeah. This is going to be a tough one to overturn.
It's worth remembering that the umpires have additional cameras for replay, but you could have 100 cameras on this, and I'm not sure you're going to find anything.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big play. This is Samford's, a run for Samford if it holds up. So I understand the sense of urgency to try to get this overturned by Western Carolina.
And there you can see the rules on challenges and what will and will not be overturned. Crew can initiate a review starting late in the game.
But they are discussing it maybe a bit longer than we thought that they would. Let's have another look. Yeah,
I mean, do you have any notion that if there's no interference that she can get to that ball?
I think that she may consider, like, be able to lay out for it a little bit more earnestly,
but
I don't think that she. Yeah, I don't think that she's able to. I don't know that you get an out at all on that.
Yeah, the call on the field stands. So Phillips led off with a single, Shaw and Campbell single to load the bases. Nelson grounded into a 5-2 fielder's choice to cut down the run at the plate, and Smith with an RBI single to make it 1-0. Bases loaded, and Brantley Drake at the plate.
I mean, if nothing else with that break in the action, if you're Western, I guess you hope that you are kind of icing Samford's momentum, but it was a tough break for the Catamounts.
Drake sitting 226, no home runs, only 1 RBI on the year. Feels like a big hitter here for Bunsick. You give up 1 run, not the end of the world. Turns into a crooked number, and that's not the start you wanted.
No, and I think that she's thrown pretty well. She's hit spots pretty well, but you, in these situations, just gotta continue to hit spots, and I'd love to see her continue to utilize her off speed if she's able to in a good, comfortable count to do that. Bunsick's sister, Avaya Bunsick, plays for King University, so a softball family runs in her blood. I had the pleasure of coaching her sister in the Scenic City Collegiate League. It's a summer league that we run here in Chattanooga, and got to coach Avaya on the Smoky Mountain Rain.
How good a player is she?
Oh, she's great. And more than that, even a better person. Just smile on her face every time, and it was a joy to coach.
Three and two with the bases loaded and 1 out. Up the middle for a base hit. 1 in, they will hold Nelson at third base.
That ball kind of fisted up the middle, but how much up the middle have we seen already this inning? I mean, everything just kind of seems
5 singles in the inning for Samford.
Yeah, not a ton barreled up hard, but just out of the reach of the catamount defenders. And as a pitcher, I think it's easy to get kind of disappointed with giving up hits like that. But, you know, if it's not hard barreled up contact, you're doing your job.
Brooke Wilds at the plate, the transfer from Liberty. .239, 3 homers and 18 RBIs, and you're in danger here if you're Western Carolina. You get out of this inning, it's 2-0, fine. A base hit here though, and it could be 4-0.
Yeah, these things can turn around pretty quick, as we saw in game 1 today. Things
did that turn
really
around quickly?
Things can get out of hand.
Did it?
It did, and then it drug.
Right. Was
on.
that because of the 15 runs scored in the bottom of the 4th inning by
record-setting
Greensboro?
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, things can get out of hand.
The 20-some batters that came to the plate that inning. That's through for a base hit. Again, they're going to hold the runner. It's bobbled out in left field by Dirks, and 2 runs are going to score.
That one hit a little bit more true through the 5-6 hole, out of the reach of Lyda. And I love how she's attacking the inside part of the plate, but I think that some of these pitches, especially with the screwball, need to be in on the hands a little bit more. Change up a little bit more down in the zone. So Samford just making Buncic pay for some of these mistakes that are more over the plate.
8th batter of the inning is Hubbard. 7 of the 8 batters, or 6 of the 7 batters have singled. Though they haven't put it up on the scoreboard, surely that's an E7 to score the 2nd run.
Yes, I would agree with that one. I remember sitting next to an ETSU player a couple of years ago when Chattanooga hosted, and talking about the turf and how that was new, and they were saying that as an outfielder, it's a big adjustment going from grass to turf.
Chopped, nice play at shortstop by Lyda, ranging to her right and pitching to McPherson for the force out.
Great play that she made that look easy. That ball taking you towards third base and having to kind of throw across your body. McPherson turning into a first baseman there. Great stretch.
So 2 outs, 2 on, and the 9th hitter of the inning is Katie Hart. Transfer from Birmingham Southern. Megan Curry was there as well when the school shut down, just down the road from Samford.
Hart being incredibly patient, trying to turn the lineup over for Samford. Doing a great job of watching those balls in the dirt, trying to get hers.
McPherson goes to the bag to end the inning, but 9 batters come up for Samford, and they score 4 times.
For the Dogs, and a great start for Samford going into this first inning.
There's Jim Clift and the Catamounts of Western Carolina trailing in this one 4-0 after an inning, but a 34-win season for a guy who had an entire career before getting into the softball industry. That one struck well. It's over the head of Addison Smith, up against the wall. McPherson stops at second with a double.
And our Catamounts third base coach is not happy.
Yeah.
Because as good as that was with it bouncing off the wall and over Smith's head, without picking up her third base coach, she misses out on a triple. She's watching the ball. When about halfway to second, you should be picking up your third base coach and knowing that you can make it.
Yeah, that's Madison Armstrong down at third, and there's no question that McPherson should be on third base with her there. Jim Clift is a fascinating story. 15th year as the head coach at Western Carolina, spent 2 as an assistant, but before that spent 26 years as a police officer. The sacrifice moves the runner to third. He was in the San Diego Police Department, 23 years on the SWAT department, 20 years full-time on the hostage rescue unit and the special response team. But while he was doing that, he coached youth and travel ball and high school softball. And when this opportunity to become an assistant at Western came to be, he was able to cash in some retirement and kind of change careers.
Wearing many hats. I think that's just such a fun story and has done a great job with the Catamounts in Cullowhee.
Becca
really
Wansick is the hitter. I love the way he talks about the players. When he talks about Lily Bell, you would think he was talking about his daughter. Just the pure joy and love for the women on the team and the desire to see them do well and to grow up and to become productive members of society. You can tell there's a genuine piece of it.
Yeah, there's a difference in the coaches just looking to do X's and O's, and there's coaches that are looking to get invited to weddings, and that's kind of the difference that you see with some of these coaches that have been around for a while. They understand that culture is everything, and the women that you're bringing in, you know, you're working for their next 40 years, not just these 4.
Now let's back up to Stuman's at bat. You're trailing 4-0 and you have a runner on second base. Are you surprised to see a sacrifice bunt there, or did you think that was more of a bunt for a hit, that she was thinking that was the best way to get on base?
It looked like a sack.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I don't know if that was just to draw the defense but either way, she found herself on. And sometimes when you see that as a pitcher, it takes you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
A.G. Batson up here with 2 on and 1 out. And it does feel like Western Carolina needs to start chipping away at this Samford lead. It's early, but maybe it's just what we saw in the last game, that it feels like when you have those opportunities, you better take advantage of them.
Well, and there's a real feeling sometimes that you have to do it all at once. And like we tell our little 8 and under team, what's the best way to eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Just keep chipping away. You don't have to get 5 runs this inning. You just have to keep trying to move runners and chip away at it.
That one gets away from Campbell, and scoring is McPherson on the wild pitch.
And that ball just out of reach of Campbell, and McPherson, no hesitation, headed straight for home. We heard that one from up here. This is a great recovery by Turner. This ball's screwball on the inside part of the plate. Tough to hit, tough to lay off of. Like I said, good recovery by Turner there.
Here's Lyda with 1 on and 2 outs. I'm still getting over you feeding 8-year-olds elephant.
Hey, I mean, times have changed these days. Gotta bulk them up somehow.
That's the balanced diet. Check swing, gonna be a tough play for Shaw. And the ball was dropped at first base. I'm not sure if it was gonna be out or safe, but when it wasn't caught, it was very easy to figure out.
Yeah, that was a close play, but no doubt when the ball is dropped, and that is a costly error for the Samford defense.
Not sure if that's going to be an error or a hit. If she was going to beat it out anyway, it would be a hit. If she was not, maybe
scorekeeper's discretion on
yeah,
that one. That one's kind of tough. But that ball just hit her in the palm of the glove, just didn't get it right in the pocket.
Mark stands in with 1st and 3rd. Runner goes to second base, no throw down there. Let's take one more look at Lyda reaching base.
This ball, check swing towards shortstop, solid throw.
Yeah, it was real close over there if the ball had been caught.
Yeah.
Now a base hit, though, could make this a 1-run game. Marks is a player that Jim Clift said very easily could be his leadoff hitter. Needs her to get on base here. She hit in the number 2 spot in the order last season.
Well, having that speed at the bottom of your lineup is so crucial. I mean, you can sometimes look at a 9-hole hitter and think that they're not as strong, but honestly, Marks down there in the 9-hole is a threat to turn it over for Lily Bell and Taylor Waitley. And really, for Western Carolina as a whole, there's not one athlete on this starting 9 that doesn't have a stolen base attempt. They are running. They are causing chaos on the base paths as one of their strengths in their game.
Western Carolina led the league in scoring, second in the league in average, number 1 in hits, number 1 in home runs, number 1 in slugging percentage. But down 4-1 here. This would be a big spot for Courtney Marks. Lays off.
That was close. That's a very disciplined take right there.
To third base, Phillips throws for the out. So Western Carolina gets 1, but they leave 2.
Chattanooga, Tennessee, where a vibrant city meets the scenic beauty of the
Samford sent 9 batters to the plate in the first inning, scored 4 times, and it's been an interesting year for Megan Curry, that enormous win over Alabama. And we've talked about the record, maybe not what you would hope for, but the schedule just so difficult. And Olivia Shaw, who we'll see in a minute here at the plate, one sensational season. Phillips leads off, led off the bottom of the first with a single. Shaw and Campbell to follow against Brainy Bunsick. This one will hang up in left field for Dirks. There were a lot of kind of not all that well hit balls that fell in the first inning. This one not hit particularly hard and right at Dirks.
No, but that was the type of contact that Bunsick gave up in inning number 1. They just found the gaps.
Shaw singled and scored in the first inning, and she has had a year to remember. They moved her up in the lineup this year, just trying to get her more at bats, and that seems like a pretty good idea. This one laced to left center field. No one's going to get there. It's off the wall. And Shaw to second with a double.
A line drive to center, a line drive to left center to start the game off for Shaw. I mean, she is barreling up the ball, seeing it very well. That ball elevated, a mistake over the plate, and Shaw makes her pay for it. And that really is my only criticism of Bunsick so far, is these misses are too much over the plate.
This one to right field and deep, and Campbell flies out to Wansik, just barely. Wansik retreating back onto the warning track and running that down, advancing from second to third is Shaw.
A really well hit ball goes with this outside pitch. And Wansik, a bit of an adventure out there, but ends up being able to get a glove on it.
In the scorebook, there's no adventure.
There's no whimsy. There's no whimsy in the scorebook.
Just a fly out to right. Write that down as 9 and move on. When did you learn to score a softball game?
I feel like I'm still kind of learning as I go. It's all my own notes, but I don't know. I mean, I would hope that as girls are going through it, they understand how to write some of these things down.
There's a great story of a broadcaster 75 years ago, and someone looked over at the scorebook and said, well, what does the notation WW mean? And he said, wasn't watching.
Oh. It's good to note things like that.
Right.
Though.
Right. Sometimes you have to put your own personality into it.
Well, and that's what, when I was charting pitches coaching at UTC, it was a mess. I had to, interpret it for Coach Reed and for my fellow coaches that, this is what this means. And yeah, she made an error, but, hard hit ball or whatever it might be, because sometimes just, F9 or 5-3 doesn't tell the whole story.
Down the line, it hit the runner in foul territory. It hit Olivia Shaw, but the ball was not in play.
She did some acrobatics to try to get out of the way of this one, too. Did her best. That was some good height.
The umpires were going to give Shaw just a minute, and she said, all good, let's continue.
That's a baller right there.
That is off the bag, a fair ball. Shaw scores. It's an RBI single for Ellen Nelson, and the lead is 5-1.
That was a no-doubter. Fair ball. Use the bag as a ramp to head into left field.
It's a little bit of bad luck. If it doesn't hit the bag, it's probably extra bases.
Yeah. That is true. But Samford gets to tack another one on with 2 outs.
This is up the middle for a single. Addison Smith with the base hit. If you were in the cage and all you were trying to do was hit third base on the fly, how many swings would you need to accomplish that?
I have no idea. That is a pretty fun thing to imagine. As we play those games in the cage, we'll set a tee up and put a ball there and try to hit the ball off the tee. Sometimes it's the first try, and sometimes it takes 80.
We'll take a timeout as we have a Penske move to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back to Jim Frost Stadium in Chattanooga. Penske moved to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske Truck Rentals for life's big moves. A.G. Batson, the sophomore from 6 Mile, South Carolina, is on to pitch for Western Carolina. Bunsick, an inning and 2/3, gives up 9 hits, 5 runs, and responsible for the 2 runners on. And Batson faces Brantley Drake, who singled the first time up. It wasn't so much that Bunsick gave up a lot of hard hit balls, just a bunch of singles.
Yeah, and sometimes you just don't match up well. These things are going to happen, and Samford just seemed to be able to see her well, be able to barrel up some balls later on, and after the last couple more hard hit, more solid balls, Batson comes into relief.
9 hits, 8 of them singles against Bunsick, and now it's Batson. AG stands for Alexandra Grace. She's a down pitcher, drop, curve, and a screw. You'll see an occasional rise, an occasional change, throws in the lower 60s. Struggled a little bit in April and was originally recruited by Wofford and faced Wofford last time out. 3 innings, 7 hits, and 4 runs. This one to left center field. This is going to split the 2 defenders. 2 runs will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Brantley Drake.
And that ball off of a fresh pitcher. Drake wastes no time to welcome her into the game. A hard line drive to left center field, scoring 2, and Samford widens the gap.
Samford hit Batson pretty well. 2 appearances in the middle of April. 3 1/3 innings. She gave up 6 runs on 9 hits. Four in the first and 3 in the second for Samford, and a runner at second base with Wilds at the plate. The better seeded team has won every game so far in the tournament.
Yeah, not the wild and craziness we have seen kind of over the years where some of the lower seeds have taken to tournament time and put their best foot forward.
There's a lot of tournament to be played, but the top seeds look like they're going to be tough customers. Now remember, because of the rain out on Wednesday, the bracket has changed to a winner-take-all final on Sunday. So you could cruise through the winner's bracket, but you still only get 1 crack at it on Sunday, not 2.
We're going to say that she moved into that, didn't get out of the way. Yeah, kind of lead into that one.
Well, that's just as good. In fact, it's better. Going to be a play at the plate. Nope, they'll cut it. It's an RBI single for Brooke Wilds, who said, I don't want that hit by pitch. Give me that ribby single.
Yeah, does a great job keeping her chest over the plate. Stays that way, that curveball on the outside part of the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it, and it is just enough to score another one for the Dogs.
And this to left, it's going to hang up there for Dirks to end the inning. But the Samford Bulldogs are off and rolling. 4 runs in the first, 4 more in the second. Scenic City made possible thanks in part to support from Coca-Cola. Made in Chattanooga by Chattanoogans since 1899. And visit Chattanooga. Make memories in Chattanooga. It is 8-1 Samford as we go to the third inning. Top of the order for the Catamounts and Lily Bell to lead things off. If you are in this spot as Western Carolina, you're down big, but there are a bunch of innings to go. How do you tell yourself, we're not going to make up 5 at a time or 7 at a time? How do you get 1 run here, 2 runs here?
Well, I mean, continuing to do what they did last inning, they were able to work a walk and, you know, have some ground balls, have a hard line drive. So they have the home run power too, which if you're the Catamounts, that is exciting. You understand that you can get a runner on here or 2 runners on and cut the lead pretty quick if you're able to put 1 out as well.
Because of their offense, they're maybe more equipped than anyone else in the league to come back, but you're going to need to start scratching a few runs in, and then you're going to need the defense and the pitching to hold a Samford offense that so far has been potent. Kind of inside out swing, and Hart out in left field grabs it.
Next up for the Catamounts, number 17, Taylor Waitley.
Well, we've seen too the pitching strategy, Wofford and Western just kind of refusing to go to that ace in this game, do the best that they can with the rest of the staff, but you know, understanding that the road is long over these next couple of days.
That's the advantage of being one of the top couple of seeds. You get that extra day. Up the middle for a base hit. Waitley, the 1-out single. Do you like the way the bracket is structured?
Yeah, I think that if there's any complaint that anybody has at this point, it is the single elimination game on Sunday, but there's not really anything to be done. Yeah, there's not really anything else to be done about that, but I love that every team is involved. You know, I would, with teams coming in, we got Tennessee Tech coming into the SoCon next year. I don't know what the bracket looks like with that coming about, but I really like that there's that chance that it could be anyone. So yes, short answer, yes, I really like how it's set up.
Southern Conference, and things certainly can change, but I believe is the only league in the country that all teams make all championships. That the student athlete is going to get that championship experience, whether they're on the first place team or a team that struggled.
Well, there was one year, I believe it was 2010, around that time, where only 4 teams went to the championship. That did not last long. That was the first and last time that we attempted that.
Well, last year the 5 seed won the tournament, so if they don't make the tournament, it's extremely difficult to win it.
Exactly, that's true. But that's the thing that I think would be a real unfortunate thing, is if we had less teams in it.
Base hit for Sydney Dirks, 2 on and 1 out, and this seems like it's a critical spot here. You're down big, but you've got 2 on, and you have your cleanup hitter, McPherson, coming up.
Well, and a great piece of hitting by Dirks there as well. That was a changeup that just kind of hung, and she was able to keep her hands back and drive that right back up the middle. But you said it, David, with McPherson up, this is a real threatening spot for Western.
McPherson doubled and scored last time up. First team all-conference selection. second in the league in average, led the conference in total bases. McPherson is from Lancaster, California. She swings and misses. 2 on and 2 out.
Huge strikeout for Turner there. This curveball about a ball off the plate. And McPherson just, you can't take it. It's too close to take, but that is a tough pitch to get a hold of.
Stuman pops it up, and McKinley Turner gets herself out of trouble in the third. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And it's still a 7-run lead for the number 2 seeded Bulldogs.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Samford scored 4 in the first and 4 in the second. They come up in the third, leading Western Carolina 8-1 with Michelle LaCourse, the former Chattanooga Hall of Famer and SoCon Hall of Famer. Dave Friedman along with you, 9-1 and 2 in the third inning. Hart leads it off. You played games here at this facility, Frost Stadium. What makes it special?
I think that it is in the heart of a softball city, which Chattanooga absolutely is. It's become such a hub for competitive softball for youngsters and for college. You know, the D2 National Championship will be held in Frost Stadium, and there's just, you've got the train running behind it, you have the stadium seats. It's just a really special place to play.
Infield single for Hurt, leading off the third inning. There've just been singles after singles after singles for Samford today.
Now batting, number 2, Brandy Phillips.
12 hits for Samford and 10 of them singles. That was nearly a single.
Yeah, they're gonna want to take another look at that one. A bang-bang play for sure. This is a quick bunt down the first base line.
I mean, you couldn't see from that angle, but remember, replay has more angles than we do.
The coach feeling confident enough that it was that, yeah. Wow, that's pretty close. That is pretty close.
So, how are you ruling?
I don't don't know, Dave. You gonna put me on the spot?
Well, they're
right
not
now?
supposed to change the call unless they know.
You're exactly right. That's tough to overturn.
My gut is she's safe, but I'm not sure there's indisputable evidence to change the call.
Live, I thought safe, but again, I don't know that that is gonna be overturned. There's not much a closer play.
But they've got more angles than we do. So maybe they can see something conclusively. They're going to change the call, and it's going to be an infield single for Phillips. And it's going to put runners at first and second.
A good challenge, and Wyatt's there. Be able to get these calls correctly. It was a great play to try to come across and get that out, but Phillips is speedy.
Olivia Shaw has singled and scored and doubled and scored, batting for a third time in 3 innings and hitting with Hart at second and Phillips at first. A.G. Baston out of the Western bullpen throws a strike.
Samford just showing no signs of slowing down. Their bullpen is up. They are excited. No outs, runner in scoring position.
Down the left field line and to the wall. Around third base and heading home, Hart. To third is Phillips. It's an RBI double for Olivia Shaw, who's 3 for 3.
Yeah, she has had a day. Line drive center field, line drive left center, another line drive to left field.
Is
She
that
has
good?
barreled up the ball pretty well. I would say she's
Seeing the
continuing to
ball
earn,
well?
Yeah, continuing to earn that Player of the Year honor. She
Katie
earned it.
Campbell is the hitter. And you're in the situation now that a base hit here, and they've broke things open.
Absolutely.
We saw the top seed UNC Greensboro dominate Wofford with a 15-run 4th inning in the first game today, their first game of the tournament. Here's the number 2 seed Samford, their first game of the tournament, and they look to be in high gear as well. And those same questions linger. You're up 9-1, maybe it's 10 or 11-1 after 3. Do you think about saying, we could save McKinley Turner for later in the tournament?
Yeah, I think that the way that these coaches are utilizing their bullpen is really interesting.
We have not seen great bullpen play in the tournament so far. We've seen some excellent starts. We have not seen great secondary options.
Well, and it's been a real pitch by committee type of thing, to where you're trying to get a couple innings out of this next pitcher, an inning or 2 out of the next one, and just continue to try to limit the damage. But Greensboro just made it impossible, and Samford giving Western Carolina a lot of trouble right now as well.
Bell makes the play at second, but in to score is Phillips. RBI fielder's choice.
This ball well hit to the right side of the field. Did her job, move that runner. And Samford just with 1 out.
And nothing that Bell could do there. If you play the
No.
infield in, she can come home. But by the way, if you play the infield in, that gets through.
Yeah, absolutely. So only 1 play there, but Samford in run roll territory now. Staying away from Nelson. Nelson hard to the left side her first couple at bats. Hit the bag in her last at bat. It's been a hard pull hitter today.
Western Carolina has never won the SoCon tournament. Going to have to rally in this one or go through the losers bracket. That said, if you get through the losers bracket, things are going to be easier this year than any year before because you're only going to have to win once on Sunday.
Western, one of those teams that you never wanted to see in the tournament. They were always incredibly scrappy. They understood that if they went after it for those 4 or 5 games that they could put you out at least, and you know that would make their season. But this year in that
how many
spot,
championships in your 4 years playing did you win?
Tournament championships, we went to regionals 3 times.
So maybe it was a little unfounded that you were concerned about playing anyone since you won.
Well, when you're a 1 bid league and
Yeah,
you have that,
no margin
it's kind
for
of
error.
scary. Yeah, so you know that you'd better still put it all out there because nothing was guaranteed. There was maybe 1 year where we thought we might have a chance at an at-large bid, but
I think that's the single best part of a 1 bid league, that everything is on the line in the tournament. If you go to the ACC tournament, the meaning is sort of lost because a bunch of the teams are going to the tournament anyway.
Well, we saw in the SEC tournament, Auburn, you know, losing their chance to go to the tournament because of the SEC tournament. It could have also gotten themselves in a good spot, but you know, they're both positives and negatives to even attending that tournament.
SEC tournament was held here 11 different times. Slowly to shortstop. Lyda throws across, gets Smith to end the inning. But it's another offensive inning for Samford. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 more here in the third, and they lead 10-1. There are more games to play, but you must entertain yourself before we get to the games.
With more softball.
That might, well, I mean, how would you grade that Macarena? That's, I wanted to say it's a half-hearted effort, but there was a little more.
You can't. You gotta stay cool. You can't get too into the Macarena. You'll have too much fun.
Wansik, Batson, and Lyda in the fourth for Western Carolina, and they need runs. Did you feel that this field was better for pitchers or hitters or played fair?
I mean, I played on it when it was dirt, and I thought it played pretty fair. I don't know. It just always it was such a comfortable park to me. I always just felt an advantage just being in it. You know, whether I was pitching or hitting, just felt like you own the place, right?
As a coach, when the turf was put in, any big advantage, or you thought it played pretty fair?
I was not here. That was after my time, and so I was fortunate enough. One of the seniors' moms a couple years ago gave me a little jar of dirt from Frostane, a super sweet gesture. But I think that like I talked about before, kind of the main complaint that I hear is one, it's really hot, so. Wear some white cleats, some white molded cleats, some white turfs if you don't want your shoes melting. And for the outfielders, understanding the difference because the outfield plays pretty fast.
What did you do with that dirt?
It's a keepsake. I put it in my den and
make your children
really,
look at it and talk about it and think about it.
Sprinkle it over their heads at night and. No, it was just a really special because I didn't expect to get emotional over it, but you know that gesture was just so sweet and understanding that.
Is it just this dirt, or could we bring you a cup of dirt tomorrow?
And I'll get upset. I'll get emotional over. It's pretty easy, Dave. You probably could. Batson looking to do herself some favors here. Get something going for the Catamounts. They're going to need to get something started to keep this game alive. Not this time. Turner working low rise. Stays in the zone, but had great jump.
How did you get here from California?
I was recruited in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the 16 under national tournament by Donald Pickett, who coached at UTC, ended up down in Natchitoches, Louisiana, coaching at Northwestern Louisiana State. And Coach Reed had never seen me play before, so that was kind of nerve-wracking when a couple months before I got to campus, Coach Pickett said, "Hey, I've got this job down in Louisiana, I'm out." And so I went to UTC, and I have no family around here, but felt like home.
McKinley Turner pitching with a big lead, and she gets a pop-up to short left field. And there's a communications issue between Hubbard and Shaw, and to second base is Lyda.
That is tough. You've got Hubbard coming in Shaw pushing out right up underneath it, and there was communication, but just tough to hear.
Is that
over
the
each other.
outfielder's ball?
Yeah, I think with the outfielder coming in, center field has priority on that one. And great base running by Lyda to not quit, head all the way to second, knowing that that was going to be trouble.
So maybe the door open here for Western Carolina. They're down big, but sometimes you need a break to get yourself back in the game. Courtney Marks is the hitter.
And Turner doing a great job starting this inning. 2 back-to-back strikeouts. Not wanting to turn the lineup over for Bell. Hoping to shut the door right here and get another at bat up. What a body of work this inning for Turner. 4 batters, 3 strikeouts. Attacking the zone, working up in the zone, in. Just a tough pitcher to hit this inning. That ball screwball on the outside of the plate. Samford off to hit this next inning.
Softball in the Scenic City made possible thanks in part to support from Coca-Cola. Made in Chattanooga by Chattanoogans since 1899. And visit Chattanooga. Make memories in Chattanooga. And in Chattanooga, if you are the better seeded team, it's been a good start to the week. They're unbeaten, including the 2-seed Samford making their Southern Conference tournament debut in 2026 and leading 10-1. And surely, Michelle, they'd like to add to it here so that they can get out of the top of the 5th inning and call it a day.
Yeah, no complaints from them if they're able to pad this lead a little bit more. But I'm just so blown away by these 1 and 2 seed teams coming in after sitting for a couple of days. You know, they had the practice day on Tuesday, but sitting around and then coming out hungry, coming out firing immediately in their first games.
There's a real advantage when you can throw your #1 starter after the other team has previously had to throw that person.
That's true. That's true. Western has played a game. Wofford had played a game, and
both of those teams won against opponents who had already played a game.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the effort it takes to get to championship Sunday, you've got to really put it all together on all three sides of the game.
Brooke Wilds is the hitter. RBI single in the first, RBI single in the second. A.G. Batson. Kind of a check swing into right field for the second out of the inning.
So far, Batson making quick work of this bottom of the lineup. Good piece by Wilds there, just not able to get it to fall.
Brainy Bunsick started, got 5 outs, gave up 7 earned runs on 9 hits. Batson 2 innings, she's allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. And Turner has gone the distance thus far for Samford. UNC Greensboro and Chattanooga have dominated the SoCon over the last decade. And UNC Greensboro, the top seed, making their tournament debut in the first game today, and they scored 4 in the third and 15 in the fourth. They set 5 SoCon tournament records. Now Samford, the number 2 seed, looking pretty stout themselves.
Greensboro and Coach Janelle Brenneman has really built a force to be reckoned with up in Greensboro. It's always had some great home run numbers, had some solid pitching, putting it together in all phases, and it's done a really good job creating a winning culture for the Spartans.
2 elimination games still to come today in Chattanooga. That one off the glove of Lyda. Hubbard reaches.
And that's really the only way that you can go about that ball. Lyda charge or have it eat you up, and just could not seem to get a glove on it. So that's going to turn it over to number 23, Katie Hart. And Hart is an interesting hitter from the left side, slaps with that split grip, but will also take kind of a step up swing as well. So lots of tools in this Samford lineup.
Outfield is very shallow.
Yeah, Hart, not much of a home run threat or an extra base hit threat for that matter. No doubles, no triples, no home runs.
Kind of the definition of a
She
slapper,
is
right?
looking to get on base.
Small ball.
And just the one, yep.
Did you like pitching against slappers?
I did. I mean, you put a batter in there, and I enjoyed pitching against them. But slappers, slappers presented their own unique issues as a pitcher, and a lot of pitchers will stay away on the outside part of the plate. But if you ask any slapper, their least favorite pitch to hit is a inside drop ball. It's very hard to get their bat out on it. With a screwball, a fastball on the outside part of the plate, they can stick their bat out. But if you throw it down and into their body, it can be kind of tough.
So is that what you tried to do?
Yeah, I loved throwing inside drop balls because they didn't see it very often because, like I said, the school of thought was to keep them away and feed your left side of your defense. But like right here, drop ball on the inside part of the plate, it's hard to get a hold of. They like seeing inside. They don't see it very often, so sometimes they'll get over aggressive on it. But I think if you have a good down pitch, a drop curve, a drop on the inside part of the plate to a lefty as a righty, it can be a really advantageous spot to hit.
So for the 4th time in 4 innings, Brandy Phillips will hit. She's got 2 hits, 2 for 3. She has scored a run, and she bats with 2 on and 2 out. How often as a pitcher did you feel like you could throw a pitch that would intimidate the hitter?
Well, I think that going inside is personal. You're going in at somebody's body. So on a power hitting righty, I liked going inside to try to get a quick foul ball.
Lyda's throw to third gets away from McPherson, and the bases are loaded.
That ball in the 5-6 hole, tough play on the run. And while she's getting slid into, McPherson has a tough time gloving that ball.
2-out rally here for Samford, already up 10-1. Here's Shaw. 2 doubles and a single, 2 runs scored, and she's knocked 1 in.
She has had a day.
She can blow the game open. They're already in run rule territory, but add a few here, and it's going to be difficult for Western to get out of the top of the 5th inning. There's a single fan sitting in the bleachers in left field, and probably a half dozen or dozen in the stands in right field. When you've got plenty of good seats available, who is it that chooses to sit 200 feet away?
The ones that don't have anything nice to say. if you have trouble.
Well, this one's going out towards
or to
that
get a
guy
ball.
sitting there, and it's gone for a grand slam.
He gets to be out there to go fetch it for us. What a hit, Olivia Shaw. Have you a day. A no-doubter over the left field fence. Ball on the inside part of the plate, and she knew right away. And so did Addison Smith, pumped for her teammate. Just too much plate. And our guy in left field, he's excited. He's excited. Let me go get that for you. What a hit. What a game by Samford, busting it open 14-1.
They watched the first game and said, 19 runs. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
This one to left center field, but the ballpark's gonna hold it. Dirks makes the catch, but not before Olivia Shaw clears the bases with a grand slam, and it's all Samford.
Remember how summer felt? Pure, unfiltered joy. Days filled with sun-soaked adventures. And the kind of fun you never wanted to end. That feeling, it's waiting for you in Chattanooga. From breathtaking mountain views to secret waterfalls and hidden wonders, adventure here feels like a childhood discovery. Savor the flavors of summer and make new friends. Give yourself permission to be carefree again. This is Chat Summer.
For over 60 years, Holston Gases has been your trusted local partner, fueling industries, powering businesses, and serving communities with safe, reliable gas solutions. From propane and welding supplies to dry ice and medical gases, we deliver the products you need with the top-tier customer service you deserve. Family-owned and locally managed since 1958, Holston Gases is your hometown gas partner. Holston Gases, trusted, reliable, local.
Remember that one guy sitting out in left field that retrieved the baseball after the softball after the Olivia Shaw home run?
He knows where to go. He knows where the action is. I got you. I'll be your guy. Let me go get that ball for you. It's so funny. I just got a text from one of the UTC players that said that that's exactly where the boyfriends sit, and they don't have they need to sit out there. They don't have anything nice to say. You can't be around people. That's where you go.
Penske moved to the bullpen. If you need to move, call Penske Truck Rentals for life's big moves. Reese Hickey on to pitch for Samford.
And now batting number 17, Taylor Wakely.
Lily Bell gets on to lead off, and Waitley at the plate. Hickey, 5-1, 3.42 ERA, 7th appearance of the year. Conference all-freshman team selection. Drop change, curve, and a screw. This one to right field. Nice diving catch by Smith.
Smith had to get on her horse for that one. Great effort by the right fielder, giving her all on this ball and playing pretty shallow. Were she not playing that shallow, she probably doesn't have a chance on that one, but great positioning, great effort.
When I talked to Megan Curry about Reese Hickey, she said she's a big kid with a big personality. Passionate, goofy, hilarious, serious on the field, and not off the field. Two early games today have been statements from the top two seeds.
Statements is a word for it, man. It is wild what these teams have been able to put together in terms of run production. Just seeing it like a beach ball, because we've seen station to station hitting, but we've also seen some fireworks from both Samford and Greensboro.
And they'll play at 10 a.m. tomorrow, barring a Western Carolina comeback here. Tap to first base, and Samford's 1 out away.
A great changeup by Hickey, really caught her off guard. Little check swing towards first base. Good hands by Wilds at first.
Number 66, Maya McPherson.
Samford can feel it. Their fans excited for that called strike. They can sense that winner's bracket coming on.
And that does, after watching today, and if you've been following all season long, that's a heck of a game tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it'll be exciting to watch for sure.
Then the winner really controls their situation.
That ball just grazes on the swing attempt. Great effort by Phillips down the line. Foul ball. Love the changeup calls for Hickey, really utilizing that off speed well, and Western having a hard time of keeping their hands back. You're looking for fast, so your foot's going to get down. You will be early, but if you can keep your hands back, you're going to be in a good, at least a better situation.
The Samford Bulldogs, a dominating performance in their opener in the 2026 SoCon tournament.
This ball, screwball, freezes her on the inside part of the plate. Hickey coming in, slamming the door shut. A great job by Turner, good body of work on the day. And Samford with a commanding lead, a statement win for the Bulldogs as they continue into the winner's bracket. Western goes down into the losers bracket. Play later this evening.
Our Visit Chattanooga SoCon bracket, make memories in Chattanooga, and we are set for the 2 games later today, and we're also set for the opening game tomorrow as the top 2 seeds are on to that kind of de facto semifinal game.
Yeah, 33 runs scored by the 1 and 2 seed today. Just incredible what these 2 teams have put together. Tomorrow's game will be exciting.
Western Carolina and Chattanooga, Wofford and ETSU coming up. And the offense just didn't stop for the Samford Bulldogs this afternoon. For Michelle LaCourse and our entire ESPN team, I'm Dave Friedman. Bulldogs marching on.